Hello, and welcome back for another episode of Financial Freedom by 40. In this week's episode, we are visiting Darwin, where we get to have some fun splashing around at some of their amazing free water parks. We once again go in search of that elusive Barramundi, but do we catch one this time? You'll have to watch and find out. Then we continue our journey down the road towards the centre of Australia, stopping along the way to check out some of the beautiful natural springs along the road. We've been parked up at Litchfield Bush Sites, which is like a farm stay kind of camp just outside of the national park at Litchfield, and so we're just all getting hooked up, ready to go. We're going to head in towards Darwin. We're going to stop along the way and see a couple of things and stop and clean the car and the caravan because we need to get some of this red dirt off. Now that we're getting close to the end of our trip, it's time for Jay and Bruiser to be listed for sale. So we wanted to get them nice and clean so we could get them listed and hopefully find a new family who wants to take them on their next journey around Australia. Nice and clean. Once we had the car and the van clean, it was time for us to head off to the caravan park and check in. We had quite a few things we wanted to see in and around Darwin, and we are running out of time on this trip, so we're having to make the most of every moment possible to get out there exploring and seeing all the sights at the places we're visiting. Darwin has a lot of old World War II heritage, and this was one of the things we checked out first.
This is the one where you see in the movies where they kind of go up to the beaches and stuff, I think.
Yeah, and then they open the door and troops start to pour out. Well, I think
maybe it comes off like a barge or something. What does the sign say? There's a sign just here.
It does. And there's an aviation.
An amphibious transport vehicle used during World War II.
Oh, there you go.
Also had the potential to be an outstanding utility vehicle. Its design did not allow it to operate in any but the calmest of seas without taking on dangerous levels of water.
The stop was the Darwin Military Museum, which includes a huge range of World War II memorabilia and other information about the war. Darwin was heavily involved in World War II, which is something we didn't actually realise before we got close to Darwin and started doing some research about the sights to see. Now you might be wondering why Darwin played such a role in World War II, but if you look at the map you'll see that Darwin is fairly close to southern Asia, and it became a target of the Japanese with over 64 air raids causing destruction in Darwin. The museum includes a display which talks about the bombing of Darwin and the defence of Darwin. There's actually a huge military presence here, and when we were in this area we did see quite a number of military vehicles, and there is a military base not far from where we were camped. The boys really enjoyed this museum as it had a huge number of military displays that they could check out, including cars, tanks, and lots of guns. Oh, is this a big gun or something? What is it?
You need to go that way.
Yeah. Well, there's still a lot more things to see around there, aren't there?
There's even a whole big tank. Like, not a water tank, like moving tank.
Is this just a water tank or is it a big gun or something?
I don't know. Yep, big gun. Massive gun.
Oh, it is a big gun. A very big gun.
Oh, you can go underground.
Ooh. How exciting. I'm coming. I'm just checking out this big gun. There is also a big display down underneath of the gun, as you can see here. It's a bit like a bunker, and it reminds us a little bit of the tunnels that we went and visited under Fort Scratchley way back when we visited Newcastle.
More displays down here, models, and it's very well done.
Yeah, it's got a bit more in it than the one that we went to in Newcastle, eh?
Yeah, like Mum, look here. Look at all these models.
Oh, look at those. They're cool.
Machine guns, models. That's the tank thing. This is the... You can kind of see what they're doing. This is the tank that the troop transport thing that we just saw. It can only carry four troops if you include the front two in the front. 3, 4, and then there's a minigun on the top.
And what else is down this way?
And one of the tractor that's broken. There is a bearded dragon.
Oh.
Stuffed one.
Wow.
There's a set of buffalo horns down here. A dead bearded dragon in that cabinet. There's some swords, some more gear. This looks like modern military stuff.
Very cool.
Colgate toothpaste, a shaver, toothbrush, electric toothbrush, surprising. Yeah, we've got a gunning turret, a whole bunch of seats, and a whole bunch would have fit in this thing, but it would have been very cramped.
Imagine how hot it must have been in those like tropical places, sitting in these things.
And 7 people.
Yeah, I don't know if they all went in there. Can it go back? No, it doesn't go back further. Huh. And that's the engine in there.
There's a medic truck. You'll
Lots
be
of
surprised
trucks.
what they did for medics, Oliver. They had one of these in the medic one. I will not.
Next, it was time for the boys to don some harnesses and enjoy the high ropes course at Swell Palmerston. This is a super cool outdoor water park where you can go along for completely free and experience this cool high ropes course. If you want to do the high ropes course at Swell Palmerston, all you have to do is go onto their website, download the app that allows you to book in for a session, sign their waiver and book your session time. You do have to book your session time and you do have to arrive a little bit early to make sure that you can do the safety briefing and get on the course. If you're a little bit too late, then you do miss out, unfortunately. So make sure if you're going to do this that you rock up there on time to make the most of the fun.
Oh, almost. Go on. Right, we're in Darwin at the Palmerston Free Water Park. And they've got this racer slide here, so Ollie and I are going to race each other down it. And I bet Dad wins anyway.
Palmerston Water Park is a separate venue from Swell Palmerston, but once again, this is an entirely free experience. There are a number of these water parks around Darwin. These were just the 2 that we got to visit while we were there. The following day, we started with a visit to the Museum and Art Gallery of the Northern Territory. The museum houses a selection of displays of the animals of the Northern Territory, as well as local artworks and a display about Cyclone Tracy.
Number 2 is a whistling spider.
A giant
And number 3?
insect.
Oh, a giant stick insect.
A rhinoceros beetle.
Oh yeah.
A giant water scorpion is number 5. Number 6 is witchery grub and adult moth. Then 7 is giant fish killer. And number 8 is the hermit crab.
Wow, and this shell? Look at these.
Monstrous.
The false trumpet snail and a baler shell.
Wow, they're big ones. Oh, and a clam. Seen a few of those now.
Yeah.
Morbid how they have so many dead things in here.
So that you can see them.
in real life, aren't we?
The big wedge-tailed eagle in the middle.
It's so morbid.
Oh, look at all the little crocs.
We've seen tons of them.
These must be like baby freshies.
Well, number 28. Freshwater crocodiles. Cockatoo.
Yeah, there's a cockatoos. All sorts. Oh, look at the little wallabies over there.
This is so morbid. I do not.
Oh, that's one of those nests. What was the bird? Remember, we keep seeing it. 43. What kind of bird is
grass.
it? A great bowerbird. See, but
This
that
one's decided to add jump.
it has.
Yeah.
But it's the cool shape of the nest. We've got a picture we took at one of the other national parks.
That's what the frilled lizard looks
Yeah.
like when he gets angry.
Yeah, well, that's what it looked like. The one that I said to you, one I took a photo of.
Yeah.
When it ran across the ground, it was up on its legs like
Did
that.
they have
with
its frill out?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's exactly what it looked like running across the. It looked hilarious. It was like that old telecom ad, the one.
Oh, right.
Another cool display was Sweetheart, the saltwater croc, who caused a little bit of trouble in the Northern Territory back in his day.
On these 2 occasions, the boat occupants were tipped into the water, although no one was hurt. Early in 1979, the attacks became more frequent. Safety concerns were raised, and the Territory Parks and Wildlife decided to relocate Sweetheart to the local crocodile farm. On the 19th of July 1979, Sweetheart was caught in a trap and anaesthetised. But in an attempt to bring him ashore, he became entangled with a sunken log and drowned. Sweetout was presented to the museum with the taxidermist prepared him in a skin mount and a skeleton. The nickname Sweetout has caused some confusion. The name derives from the waterway that Sweetout inhabited. He was the dominant male crocodile in Sweet's Lookout Billabong, located 55 kilometers southwest of Darwin.
Oh my, is that a whale skeleton?
Sure is.
This sign down the bottom, right, I think. Oh, here you go.
What does it say? What kind of whale is it?
Pygmy blue whale.
Oh. Because the blue whales, they're really big ones, aren't they?
This was Darwin's last pearl lugger.
Oh. That's cool.
Oh, that's good to kind of see what one of the
The pearl luggers look like, yeah. The Museum and Art Gallery of the Northern Territory is a great way to get a bit of background into the area and the wildlife around here. So this is definitely a place worth adding to your list and spending a couple of hours to look around. Our next stop was the Royal Flying Doctors Tourist Facility down at the Darwin waterfront. We've been wanting to visit one of the Royal Flying Doctors Service museums as we've been going around. There are quite a few as you travel around Australia, but this just happens to be the first one that we have managed to get ourselves into. They have some cool VR experiences there, one of which is an experience to relive the bombing of Darwin Harbour. They also have a VR experience that is all about the Royal Flying Doctors, and they have some cool holograph videos that you can watch that tell you a bit of a history about the Flying Doctors and the services that they provide. Of course, there's other information as you go around this museum to teach you a bit about the history as well, and there is also a replica of a Royal Flying Doctors aeroplane.
Captain Oliver.
Captain Oliver? Let me see. Hello, Captain Oliver.
We're waiting for Dad. I need a co-pilot.
You need a co-pilot. We need co-pilot Dad. It's a small plane, isn't it?
Xavier's patient. I'm new to that.
Just closing the doors, we're finding the doors up.
As our regular viewers will know, one of the things we have wanted to do on this trip is to catch ourselves some barramundi. We have been trying in the rivers and we haven't had any luck to date, but about an hour out of Darwin near Berry Springs is Barramundi Fishing Adventures. This is a barramundi farm where you are allowed to fish and try your luck at catching a barramundi and a number of other species in their ponds. We thought we might have more luck here catching a barramundi than we had done in the wild. What we did learn while we were here, though, is that it is not exactly barramundi season. Even though the temperatures are still well into the 20s and some days even into the 30s, the fish find this a little bit cold for their liking, and that's why they're not biting. This might help to explain why we haven't had much luck out in the wild. We did, however, get to have a bit of luck at the fish farm. Unfortunately, even in the fish farm environment, the water was still a little bit cold for them to chase after baits or after lures. Thankfully, the fish farm does have a few tricks up their sleeves to help you land a barramundi. You do have to catch one that's over 70 centimetres if you want to be able to take it home, and you do have to pay for your fish if you do catch one that is a keeper and you want to keep it. We did manage to catch a few barramundi while we were there. They were all a little bit too small to be able to take one away with us, but the boys still had a fun time getting to reel in their own barramundi. All of which were then returned back to the pond to swim another day. We are making our way south from Darwin, so we finished up our time in Darwin now. We've been on the road for about 3 hours now, is it?
Yep.
And so we've just stopped in back at Catherine again. There is a hot spring here, so we're going to have a dip in the hot spring and then head on to our next destination. The Catherine Hot Springs were a great place for us to break up one of our many long driving days on our way down towards Alice Springs. The journey from Darwin down to Alice Springs is almost 1,500 kilometres, so quite the trek to get there. So anything you can do to break it up along the way is definitely worthwhile. The springs here at Katherine were nice and warm, and there were lots of different pools that you could swim in, so even though it was quite busy when we visited, there was still an opportunity to find a little space where you could tuck in for a soak. We're making our way now down towards the centre from Darwin, so heading down to check out Uluru and Alice Springs and all around there. So it's quite a long way down. It's we saw a sign today that said about 1,200 kilometres, and we're already well on the road by then. So we've pulled into a stop, 24-hour stop on the way down. So this is a old World War II site. There are heaps of military sites around from the time of the World War. There were a lot of camps and things around here. There were airstrips, all sorts of things. So this is one of the sites, which is the Stirling Mill, which is just located beside where this camp is. So we're just having a quick look at what the mill is. So sign says this is machinery used at Stirling Mill, and the boy has told us that was used for processing timber. You got any more information? Since I haven't read the sign yet.
No, it was here originally, and then it got removed by the Army and the Air Force, and it was used by the Army and the Air Force for a period of time. Most of it was then removed in 1946, it says, and put onto an island, and the island was used to process and export a cypress pine, which is where the majority of the stuff ended up, I guess. But
and now it's back here.
Remains. Well, this must remain after they removed all
the rest of the mill.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, that's that. So yeah, just a night camped up here, just not far off the highway, and then tomorrow we'll be doing a bit more driving. Not such a big driving day today, stopping in to check out the Bitter Springs and Mataranka Springs, just not too far, but an hour further south from here. It's been a little while since we did a map update. We actually haven't updated since we left Broome, have we? Of where we've gone to.
Kununurra was the last time.
The last time that we actually drew on the map. No, but we haven't shown everybody where we've gone since we left Broome. Do you want to show since...
Oh, right. Yeah, so Broome's all the way over here on the west coastal. And then since Broome, we've kind of gone along the main highway through Fitzroy Crossing. And we did the caves along here. And then we went up through Halls Creek into Punalulu National Park, which is where we saw the Bungles, and up to Kununurra, which is just here. We did a day trip up to Wyndham, and then from Kununurra we crossed the Northern Territory border and saw Lake Argyle just inside the border actually. Crossed the border into Northern Territory, went to Keep River National Park, and then made our way up to Katherine. And did Kakadu National Park, which is up here, up to Jabiru, and saw Cahill's Crossing. Came across and came down actually, and did Litchfield, which I think is just up in here, near Adelaide River. And then, back into Darwin, and today we have moved from Darwin and we've come all the way down. We stopped at Katherine to look at the hot springs. We didn't do that on the way up, and we are just outside Mataranka, which is where we are now. So
covered a bit of ground since we got the new engine.
Yeah, we'll update the map.
We've just arrived at Bitter Springs, so our first hot spring for today, and just having a look at the sign. We're going to go, it's got a current a bit like the one I think we swam at the other day, so we'll go have a look. And apparently Bitter Springs was named by Stephen King, a worker on the Overland Telegraph Line in 1871, for the bitter taste of the water. Well, there you go.
We can go here and we can either get out those steps or those steps and then walk back up and go.
Good job. Oh wow. You just stay away from that bit, but look at the colour. That's beautiful. How cool is that?
Beautiful, isn't it?
The water here at Bitter Springs is beautifully clear, and we didn't notice any bitter taste while we were there. It pays to visit first thing in the morning, as apparently as the day gets on, the water can end up getting a little bit more cloudy as the sediment gets stirred up. When it's clear, apparently at times you can spot turtles. We didn't happen to see one when we were there, but a person we spoke to while we were there had seen one, so they definitely are there somewhere. This is a great place to bring your pool noodle so you can just float down with the current. Once again, we didn't have pool noodles for our visit, so we did have to swim. It is quite the swim if you want to go in and make it all the way down the little river. We did go through twice, but we were all exhausted by the end of it. One thing we did notice while we were floating down was a little tiny tree snake. See if you can spot it. So we are now at Mataranka Thermal Pool. We're going to go have a quick look and then we might go for another swim. What does this tell us, Dad?
The springs of this region had long been known by local people. However, it wasn't until World War II when the soldiers stationed at Mataranka dammed the spring and turned it into a relaxing pool. The water itself is associated with a massive limestone formation that extends north to Katherine into the Queensland border. Although the outcrops of rock can be seen along the highway between Mataranka and north of Katherine, most of the limestone is below ground. Wet season rainfall absorbed into the porous limestone is heated by the earth to 34 degrees Celsius before it's released into the crystal clear spring water.
The water temperature at Mataranka is pretty similar to that at Bitter Springs, but the pool itself has more of a man-made feel to it. Even though it's a natural spring, the pool sides have all been formed and there are sort of seating areas around the sides, so it's not quite the same we felt as Bitter Springs. Bitter Springs was definitely our favourite. And this here is Rainbow Spring. Rainbow Spring feeds the Mataranka hot pools, so this is just the natural spring coming out of the ground. It then flows down towards the left and joins the pool area that you could see us swimming in. 88 k's to Daly Waters and then just under 1,000 now to Alice Springs. Still a way to go. We're just about to pull off to go into the famous Daly Waters Pub. There's a huge fire going on over there. It's a prescribed burn, so all under control. Obviously, there was a ranger just put a sign up just as we were coming down the road. But yeah, we're gonna pull in here, and there's the airfield, the old World War II airfield. That's now been restored and in use for this town apparently. So we're gonna camp here the night. Oh, there's a good view of the fire. It's pretty massive. Yeah. Must be a big burn off. So many of them going on around here at the moment.
Oh look, guys,
mail delivery truck.
Mail and grog delivery truck.
Grog.
Hey Mum, look at those guys.
Those panels are still pretty good on it.
Hey Mum, look at those guys.
Kevin.
Oh, Kevin, where's Kevin? Can we see Kevin?
Remember, never smile at a crocodile. Snappy Kevin.
There it is.
You would be better off sandpapering a lion's in a pair of pork chop panties than being caught on the other side of this fence. Oh, he's right there. Oh,
look at those guys.
He's quite a small saltwater crocodile, isn't he?
It's quite a small enclosure.
Yeah, true.
Kevy.
True. Kevin.
7 years old, 2.2 meters long.
Wow.
Hey Mum, aren't those guys like the hunter guys who made like armor and that?
Ned Kelly, I think, is what it's supposed to be.
But there's two of them. Hey, this is a pretty. I bet you this thing still works.
How's the sign?
This works.
That's so good.
Slow down, free range animals and kids. What's this one? A bull catcher. Oh, is that the one? That's the original. That's the one that we saw at that other museum.
The original bull catcher.
The original. Hasn't got the bull catcher on it though, has it?
No.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
For catching the buffalo. That's what we saw.
This bull catcher is still used today across Northern Territory and Australia's top end.
Oh, wow.
We do need to get to the pub for 5:30.
Ooh.
Yes.
There's a chopper.
Helicopter.
Oh yeah, definitely gonna work.
A Crash Robinson R-44 helicopter. The shell of the seat that crashed while mustering cattle in the Northern Territory. Luckily no one was killed.
Oh, and then there's a plane.
That's one seen better days too.
Yep, it sure has.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Could still work.
It could still work. Oh, I don't know. I asked the aircraft engineer here. I'm not too sure about that one. There's a piece of a beetle over there.
There's some pretty good nick parts.
Some pretty good nick, is it? Well, so we've got another helicopter here. And that car there looks like it's missing some bits.
What car?
This one here. I feel like this one's missing some things. Just a few bits.
Oh, good music.
Cool.
It
How are those seats?
looks like it's been remade.
Yeah.
Hey, you like
You
the
want to
seat?
catch a seat there, Xavier? Take a ride on that. Well, yeah, just be careful because it might be a used one. Probably not for a while though. The Daly Waters Pub is a truly iconic outback destination. The pub is a destination in itself with a huge range of memorabilia that have been left there by tourists and travellers over the years. It has bras, it has ID cards, it has all sorts of different things, as you'll see very shortly. Outside the pub, there is a camping area where you can either get powered or unpowered camping sites. We paid $30 for an unpowered site. There are bathrooms available there as well. And of course, you can go to the pub and enjoy a cold drink and a beer. You probably want to check out their beef and barra special that they have on. You can get a beef and barra on the barbecue, but you do have to book in for it if you want to get the barbecued version. We missed out on booking in for the barbecued version, but they do have a pub style version as well. So we were able to still get the beef and barra experience. As you could see outside, there were quite a few things for the kids to look at. There was a little petting zoo, and there's also a junkyard which you can go and have a look at. We were a little bit late to visit the junkyard the day we were there. We just managed to see the things that were on the outside, but you can pay to go in and have a closer look at Tim's junkyard if you want to. And here's some of that memorabilia that I mentioned earlier. Of course, you've got to be a little bit careful at who looks at it, as some of it is a little bit PG. We've just left the Daly Waters Pub camp, so heading further south again today. We're hoping to make it there's about 1,000 k's still to go, isn't there?
Yes.
And we're trying to make it about halfway, maybe a little bit further than halfway, through towards Alice Springs. But we were looking on maps just before to try and confirm our route, and there is a bushfire warning, and we can see now just ahead of us you can see some smoke. So we're going to go and see what the deal is, because at the moment there is a diversion in place that makes the trip, instead of being, or today's travel plan, instead of being 5 hours, being more like 11.5 hours. So we're going to just go and assess the situation and figure out what the plan is from there. So we've hit the part with the bushfire. We saw a little bit of fire just a minute ago. Doesn't seem to be huge amounts. You can see the smoke.
I can smell it.
Yeah, you can definitely smell it.
Nice.
It smells nice. There's lots of smoke, but there have been a few patches where there's been some flames. But so far, it doesn't seem to be too bad. And the road is open, so far anyway. Yeah.
Probably isn't going to help the situation. So.
Oh shit. No.
Doesn't seem to be.
in my hand and I dropped it.
Oh, there's a bit of smoke just here. Are there flames here? I can't see any flames there. I mean, there must be some somewhere. Obviously. Well, that's not too bad. It seems to be clearing again in front of us. So maybe there's more out. Looks pretty smoky at your side, but look, I think as far as driving is concerned, it seems like we're through the worst of it.
Well, that wasn't worth a 5-hour diversion.
No, it was not. Well, we've done about how many k's today? 500 or something?
550.
550, and we are pulling in to have a look at the Devil's Marbles, which is a site along the side of the road. There aren't many things to see along this road, but the Devil's Marbles is one thing that you can see. So we thought we'll come and have a look. There is a campground here, but we'll have a look here and then decide what we want to do, whether we want to stay here or keep going. We've come to have a look at the Devil's Marbles. So we've come in from where we were stopped just before, and we're going to do a quick walk around and have a look at some of these marble formations. Let's go. Is it that way? Is that what we want to do? The Kalu? No? The other side. That way. Alright, well let's cross the road and go that way then. Apparently these rock formations are quite similar to the ones we saw at Murphy's Haystacks back in South Australia. They do look quite similar, so they go quite far into the ground as well. What you can see that's been exposed from the erosion. This is a little bit of a look out here. They're going to take us up the top, see what we can see. We had a quick look around the Devil's Marbles and went on to find out if there was any space at the campground. Unfortunately, the campground was already fully booked, so we had to come up with another plan. We hit the road and went to a camp about another hour down the road. After travelling for the best part of a year now, we've come to the conclusion that we don't really like to book ahead. We find that we sometimes go a little bit further, or we don't want to go quite as far. We might find something we want to see along the way, so we tend to just book last minute. It does mean sometimes though that we have situations like this where there's no availability and we have to move on. That's alright though, because we usually make a plan to find another campsite within a not too far distance from where we planned to stop. Well, it's been a long driving day today, but we've pulled into camp. So this is the Barrow World War II camp on Wiki Camps, and it's massive. It's a huge area. You can see there's like a few other caravans around us, but it's a huge area, so you could fit like probably hundreds of caravans. And so we've got the fire sort of going. I'm not having much luck. It's a bit windy, but it's going. And you can see the beautiful sunset. The sun's just gone down below the horizon over there, but yeah, beautiful sunset. And over here you can still see those grey sort of smoke clouds in the distance. It's not quite as bad here, but just that's what you can see just above the trees is the grey of the smoke. So there must be a massive fire burning somewhere. Be a great spot to park up for the day, and I'll come show you on the map where we've actually travelled today. So last night we stayed at Daly Waters, so up there, where is it? Up there, Daly Waters. And now we've come down and there's Barrow Creek in there. So it doesn't look that far on the map, but Daly Waters up there, down to Barrow Creek. And then tomorrow it'll be on to Alice Springs. I think we're about 300 k's out of Alice Springs. Just left camp and making our way towards Alice Springs. So we're going to get to Alice Springs today, and then I'm not too sure where we're staying tonight, whether we're staying at Alice Springs or maybe move on to the West McDonnell Ranges. Well, that's all we have time for in this week's episode, so you'll have to come back next week to see our journey on from Alice Springs and out into the West McDonnell Ranges. Thank you so much for following along with us on our journey and for watching this week's episode. If you'd like to continue to follow our journey, please make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you get all of our latest episodes. And if you want to follow along with the journey on social media, you can find us at Financial Freedom by 40 on Facebook and Instagram.